Oh, we live. We're live. Telegram. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. There's that. How did someone already like the video? I didn't even post it yet. Damn, whoever that was. Thank you. Thank you for the like. All right, let me just load up my iPad as well this time so I can actually see your questions. Not like last time where I was just staring at myself. Why do I have this ad open? Okay, and crypto Pingu, and mute that. Can you guys hear me? Step one is, can you hear me? I'm just gonna wait for you guys to join the chat real quick. Okay, cool, awesome. All right, so yeah, so I just want to do a quick little Sunday update. Nothing crazy. Just, well, a few things rather that I want to talk about before we go into anything else. First of all, I know I've been lacking on this Ethereum video, and the reason why is because, you know, we're doing the live session and I talk about the whole thing in there, and then I don't make the video after, so that's my fault. I will make a video on Ethereum later today, if not tomorrow for sure. Like I said, usually the weekends I don't like making videos, right? Like on weekends it's my chill day, and plus nothing really happens in the market. We pretty much just chop around. But of course this weekend is a little bit different. We did see a massive cascade event, so I understand everyone why they want the video. But looking at Bitcoin, there's a few things I want to talk about. Number one, of course, you can see that Bitcoin had a massive drop, right? We saw the break of the structure of 68.9. We retested that level as resistance. Our exponential moving averages were also being used as resistance on the way down. Now, of course, you can see we found somewhat of a good midterm support level. So right here, you can see from previous price, we had one wick here, we had a second wick right there, we had multiple wicks here, and this level is holding. Now, we were in extreme oversold condition, so a bounce opportunity wasn't, you know, a surprise for a lot of people, but we still have to understand the fact that, yes, we do have a green day, right? So we had a nice bounce opportunity on Bitcoin, but we also had a nice bounce opportunity about 2 days ago when we had the original drop from 72. So right now, this is still a downtrend. We have to be very careful of catching those swing longs, and I know a lot of you guys want to go look for long positions, but the first thing what we need to see is the exponential moving averages either being used as support or, of course, a strong structure break. Right now, we are not seeing that structure break. Same with Ethereum, right? I mentioned to you guys that the 20 exponential moving average is most likely going to be tested. It, of course, is going to chop around. You can see we're still holding above the 9 EMA here, but that's going to be the first level at play. I would be very cautious looking for that area of resistance. Once we see the 20 EMA being hit, that's your indicator to start locking in those profits. You don't necessarily want to hold that position mostly on a Sunday because, again, ideally we could see an easier flush later tonight Asia hours. Every single time, Sundays are always the worst days for crypto in general, and we've been seeing that for the past few weeks, right? A lot of people are getting sideswiped on Sundays. Then Monday you start seeing a continuation trade. But I'm probably expecting the same thing tonight, right? During Asia hours, we most likely will end up rejecting off these exponential moving averages, or even we might get a nice liquidity grab, but then the stronger continuation still has to happen. I do think that 63.9 is going to act as a magnet. That level should end up holding stronger support, but the only problem is this right here. You can see from previous price that technically speaking, this level was a crucial resistance, right? So we had a very strong resistance zone at 68.9. Then what happened was when the market structure actually broke above, we were supposed to hold that level as support. Instead, what happened was we actually broke above to 68, and we had a very strong bearish engulfing candle showing us the fact that, of course, this support level isn't that strong as we once imagined, right? Usually that gives you a good indicator. If a support level is broken that quick, that usually means that it was never a strong support to begin with. And what I mean by that is you can see from a resistance standpoint, it was a strong resistance, right? Look at all these wicks we had. We had multiple wicks on that resistance giving us a confirmation. But on the support side of things, we pretty much immediately nuked on that. So that's why I'm not really heavily focusing too much on 63.9. A lot of you guys ask me like, hey, Pingu, like, is 63.9 going to be the play? Are we looking for long positions over there? And again, it has to fall. There's three things that you guys have to understand that we have to pay attention to. Number one, on the daily time frame, we have to be trading above our exponential moving averages. That's number one. So you can see we are not trading. We're trading above the 20, but we're still below the 9. We have to be above both of them, right? Number two, of course, on the 4-hour time frame, we need to be seeing the EMAs also being used as support on a crucial support zone. That's the indicators that you're kind of looking for from a swing position. What a lot of traders, what they do is they start looking on the first bounce opportunity and they enter swing positions, and then market structure breaks again and they end up getting sideswiped. So what you want to pay attention to, of course, is the daily time frame first. Once we break above on the daily, and this goes for any coin, it's not Bitcoin specifically, right? This can go for anything, but when we end up breaking above market structure and using that level as support, then we can start focusing more on everything else. Otherwise, right now we are still in this chop zone with these exponential moving averages still being used as resistance. I would be very, very cautious, like I said, for you guys to be looking for trades in between here other than scalp positions. You are welcome to look for scalp positions on these trades, but you are supposed to be in and out of the market. You're not supposed to be holding these trades for the next day or 2 days, because again, we don't have any confirmation right now that we are seeing a bounce opportunity. And yes, again, sure, you have your first green candle and you want to panic buy, go ahead. But again, I trade very specific, and the reason why is because I like confirmation. And I'll give you guys a great example of that on Doge, right? So on Doge, you can see we had the first structure break right here on the same level of support. 0.168 was supposed to hold as support. It didn't. And then the first green candle was right here when everyone started saying, this is it. Doge is going straight to 0.21. You missed your chance to buy. And immediately after, it nuked and nuked and nuked. And still, we are still trading below the exponential moving averages, guys. This is not an area of opportunity that you really want to be looking for a long position. Same with Shiba. Right now on Shiba, like I said, we had a beautiful bounce on 23. That was our level that we talked about for what days? I said it's going to hit the 23 zone. Now that it has hit that zone, of course, what we want to see on the daily time frame is the bulls try to break back above these exponential moving averages. If that doesn't happen and we again retest 23 as support one more time, we most likely will see a structure break, and that would be the zone somewhere around here that would be looking to buy into the 18 or 19. But that's pretty much why I'm being a little cautious at these levels. I don't necessarily want to jump in too fast, because when market structure breaks, you don't necessarily want to be caught holding that trade all the way towards the downside. Yeah, so that's in terms of the quick market update. Do you guys have any questions for Sunday? Like, I know it's Sunday, we're just kind of chilling, but there's a lot happening everywhere. Like, it's not just, it's just, and not just Bitcoin alone. Like, everything right now is, we're seeing corrective moves, and I know a lot of people are panicking and stuff. So what's the EMA indicator you have on TradingView? So this is the exponential moving average. I have a video on it. If you just search up Pingu charts indicators, you'll see it. It's I made a whole video on how to actually set your charts up like mine. I was actually thinking about making episode 3 today for the mentorship for you guys. I just don't know. I might actually make it, to be honest, but I'm just trying to think like what the best way of going about it is, because I know you guys have been waiting for like a month now, so it's a little bit too long of a time for that video. So I'll look into that for you guys. Yeah, dude, that pizza was amazing. I went to a food coma last night. I did not wake up. I was so damn tired. And then, yeah, so quick point right here, right? So this is my point on Ethereum, okay? This is why I'm being very cautious. So looking at Ethereum, you can see that we ended up breaking above our exponential moving averages. We had a beautiful area of support, right? Just continuation up, no pullbacks, right? Now the exponential moving averages have in turn to resistance. This is the first time this has happened on the daily time frame in a very long time. And this is why I'm being really cautious right now, is because of the fact you can see we've broken structure. 40.28 was the main level of reversal, which you guys have seen multiple times that has happened. Now, of course, the exponential moving averages continue to break. And yes, the first green candle is not a buying opportunity because of the fact that you can see on the daily, we're still rejecting off those EMAs. We could look for scalps, right? So a quick scalp into the 9 EMA possibly. That's why I said like even the 20 EMA on the 4 hour. But overall, we're not trying to get caught out in these positions. You just want to be in and out, because if the market structure breaks again, and this wick is the one I want to pay attention to. You can see we tested this level once. There's a second wick. And now this is the third wick. On the third wick, we always tend to see a breakdown structure. So a lot of traders right now are calling for Ethereum to go to 3,200. I actually think Ethereum will probably end up right down here around 3,000 to 2,800 if that structure breaks. Keyword is if that structure breaks. We don't necessarily want to jump ahead and, crystal ball and try to figure out where things are going. What we want to see is, of course, what the charts are telling us. And right now we have a strong area of resistance that we have to follow through. Is this a shorting opportunity? Some of you guys want to be shorting. So the way to short the best way, let me give you guys a quick educational session here. When you are shorting, when you are looking for a short, mostly given how volatile the current conditions are, what you want to do, the best case scenario for you, is to short on the 20 exponential moving average on the way towards the downside. And there's a reason why I do it like this. You don't want to short the first EMA retest. You don't want to short that level, for example, on the 9 exponential moving average. What I mean by that is, you can see we had the first bounce. You don't want to short this immediately. Why? Because the 20 has yet to be tested. More times than not, you will see the 9 being tested a lot more, but then every now and then you will have a wick into the 20. That's your area of shorting. So once you hit that 20 exponential moving average, you can enter a shorting position. But you have to understand, you have to be very aggressive here. And the reason why is because if the market structure, let's say you entered not on a candle close. And what I mean by that is, if the market structure was still deciding what it wanted to do and you entered the short on the first retest, you'll probably be in profit for a little bit. But what happens when Ethereum ends up breaking above the exponential moving averages? Well, that's actually going to be the confirmation for a lot of people that this is now looking for a trend change back towards the upside. You're going to see a lot of volume. So what you're better off doing is waiting for the candle close. So like here we had the candle close, rejected, still showing the fact that bears were in control. Then you enter a short. So same thing right now, right? I mentioned to you guys this morning, if you want to look for a scalp position, you can look for a long into the 20 EMA. Why did I say that? Well, because the 20 EMA has not been tested yet. We know the fact that that level is going to act as a magnet. Once that level ends up being hit, we get the candle close, it's still below that zone, then you can enter your short back towards the downside. That, of course, takes a little bit more of a skill and a little bit more understanding and practice, but that's pretty much how I scalp these positions, because these ranges right now on the daily time frame, we have the confirmation that we are now officially in a corrective move, right? The exponential moving averages have broken. So now, in terms of the current range, you can look for those scalping short positions as well. Remember when I told you guys, like, we were not shorting this whole way upwards, but now the EMAs have changed, so we can look for shorting opportunities. But again, you want to be scalping. We're not looking for swing shorts, right? We're not looking for swing shorts. Swing shorts technically would have been a 40.28. It was a huge gamble at that level anyways, because again, given the fact that the current market structure was extremely bullish, you were gambling at the fact that 40.28 was going to hold as resistance. We could have waited, sure, but again, any explosive move of 40.28 and you were going to get sideswiped completely. So that's why I usually mention to you guys, if you're going to be looking for shorts, just scalp short. If you get a great entry on the 20 EMA, and let's say you get like a structure breaker like this, then you can hold that level. You can hold your trade as it continues to fall. But the main level of target would possibly be around 3,200. Second level of target would be around 2,800. Those are my targets right now for Ethereum. Of course, that would change if somehow the bulls manage tonight to break above the exponential moving averages. But again, with Asia hours on a Sunday, most likely than not, we do see more bearish confluences than we do any bullish ones. So that's pretty much how I would play that, if that makes sense to you guys. But that goes for altcoins as well, right? So a lot of you guys always ask me like, oh, Pingu, what's the analysis of altcoins? If I post that Ethereum is bearish, every altcoin is bearish. That doesn't, your coin's not special. Everyone's bearish. So that's what I'm saying. Like every now and then you might see like, you know, news-based runs or something like that. Like Solana, for example, like Solana has ignored the corrective move. Solana is pretty much just seeing continuations towards the upside. And the reason for this heavily is on, of course, meme coins. The market in general, all of retail right now is going absolutely crazy for meme coins. Everyone wants to get into the meme coin hype. And that's very dangerous too, right? Because then you obviously know there's a ton more rug pulls happening. There's a lot more, you know, sketchy stuff happening right now. But Solana is pretty much ignoring the current trend. Solana, even on the daily time frame, is extremely bullish as it continues to rip. But in terms of Solana on the daily, we're getting pretty damn close to that same major resistance level retest. Any level of that, and you can see Solana has corrected every single time. Same thing like Ethereum. This is the main level. So around 204, 205 is where Solana probably will see a heavy correction, probably back into 134 again. Because again, it's just price predictions from previous analysis, right? Like you can see the main levels where things turned, and that goes for Solana as well. We saw a turning point on Solana around that zone. So, so the Doge buying zone is still at 0.124. NAC, you can buy, honestly, like again, like you can buy when you want to buy. I personally, I'm going to be waiting down here. I'm going to be waiting down here because, again, this market structure to me is not bullish. This is actually a very bearish pattern. And this wick speaks everything to me, right? So it's like, this is what we're seeing right now. So most likely it'll be somewhere down there. Even if we get a quick wick, again, I'm not saying that, you know, it'll be like, oh, you'll have days and days to buy. In a bull run, you don't have days and days to buy. You actually have like maybe a few hours, if that, to buy your entry. You can see that example right here, right? So when we actually broke structure, we hit 0.124. Everyone got super, you know, super greedy, and then immediately after we saw the bounce within 4 hours. So that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, that would be my area that I'm looking to buy. But if you want a dollar cost average here, go ahead. I mean, it's a lot better than looking at around 0.19, because these guys are all underwater right now. Everyone that bought here is a little bit in the panic mode. But again, these exponential moving averages, they're not bullish yet. They were still rejecting. This is not a bullish trend to me. I don't think that buying opportunities on Doge in a midway support level is probably the best thing you can do. It's probably the worst thing you can do, because if the market does end up swiping again, then you're pretty much underwater with everyone else, right? So so for example, with Shiba was actually a great area of looking for those longs, or rather even the spot positions, was because that was a major support bounce, right? So on Shiba, you can see we did end up hitting a crucial support. Now that we hit that level, you have the confluence that, hey, this is a daily support level. This was a daily resistance, which has now turned to support. I'm comfortable enough to take that risk that I will take a long, or I will look for buying opportunities here on Shiba. And you can see it did pay out well. We actually broke above the exponential moving averages. But again, with Doge right now, if you look at Doge and the current price structure, we don't have anything to go off, right? We never even retested a major support, so that's already gamble number one. Gamble number two is we're still not above our exponential moving averages, and gamble number three is on the daily, we're still rejecting those EMAs. Most likely, I explained this to you guys yesterday, last night as well, is most likely we're going to see a support, or we're going to see a small bounce opportunity on a lot of these coins because of how oversold we were. We did have a nice correction. So again, we will start seeing a bounce opportunity, and a lot of traders will be like, this is it, this is it. And then they start entering those positions, and then they get sideswiped again. So this is why I'm telling you guys, be cautious. Don't jump ahead on the first green candle. You don't want to do that. Again, Ethereum is probably going to be your best indicator for across all altcoins. Just pay attention to Ethereum. If Ethereum can't break above these exponential moving averages, there's absolutely no reason why you guys should be looking for those long positions right now. You have to wait for Ethereum to see what Ethereum does, and then you can enter. And again, like, in the grand scheme of things, guys, like grand scheme, like I'm talking like a long-term perspective, does it really matter if you buy, you know, at 0.13 or do you buy 0.12? Like, no, it doesn't. But this is for leverage traders, of course, these videos and things. But for spot traders, like, if you can get an entry somewhere down here, even like close to down there, it doesn't have to be exact on 0.124. It can be a 0.126, for example. You can probably start looking at dollar cost average right down there, and then just holding, right? Because again, you don't want to necessarily get caught out. A lot of people, and this is kind of what bothers me. I made TikTok last night, right? So you guys saw I'm on TikTok now. Again, I'm not going to go crazy with videos on there. It's just like, I just wanted to, you know, grow Pingu a little bit. So I was like, hey, because there's so much nonsense on TikTok. And I was actually researching last night, and actually surprisingly, a lot of people still think that this is a bull trap. Like, a lot of people still think that Bitcoin is not in a bull market. We're going to pretty much head back to 12,000. This was just a bull trap. And like, it gives you a good indication of where the market is right now. And I think a lot of traders are in disbelief. I think that's pretty much it, that this rally is fake. It's going to be like every other rally. I mean, breaking a new all-time high was definitely a change of pace for a lot of people. They definitely realized, oh shit, this might be a real rally, right? After all-time high is broken. But right now, I would say that, you know, we also want to be a little bit cautious. I'm not saying Bitcoin's going to head down to like $5,000. I'm not saying that like a lot of these people on TikTok. What I'm trying to say is we still have to keep a realistic perspective on Bitcoin, right? So realistic perspective on Bitcoin, of course, is the fact that Bitcoin had its massive rally from all the way down here at the 27K region. We have not seen any sort of larger corrective move this from 40K, right? So from 40K, we've pretty much just used the exponential moving averages support, boom, support, boom, support, boom, and just continue to rally towards the upside. The only zone that I am cautious about is right here at 52K. This is my issue right now. This is the only thing that bothers me, is the fact that when we actually use this level as resistance, you guys remember this was that bar formation. When we were using this level as resistance, we actually did see a massive breakout candle, but these were manipulated wicks, right? These were manipulation candlesticks. No wicks or manipulation candlesticks. We never saw the retest on support. You can see we pretty much just continued to push higher from there. A corrective move a strong corrective move would be losing 63K, and it flushes down to 52,000. That would be the first corrective move I would see, and that would put Ethereum at around the $2,800 region as well. And then, of course, everyone gets, super bearish. Everyone starts calling for thing, and then Bitcoin continues ripping up higher into the 80K region. That most likely is what I'm thinking is going to happen, assuming, of course, that 63K is broken. If 63K ends up holding like this, then yes, we could be looking for a new high, but everything is dependent on that support level as of right now. And before you guys jump ahead and say it won't happen, you got to understand, like, looking from previous price analysis, even like on Bitcoin's previous runs, you can see that it has happened. Oh, my fault. I don't want to do that. It has happened, and you can see that Bitcoin had the same rally. So the same rally, right, from right here at 29K from the original bull run. And we had a new high of 63K. Everyone got extremely bullish, but then look what happened, right? So the minute on the daily, we flipped from a new high over to resistance, or the exponential moving averages became resistance. And look, we went from 63 down to 30. Then we had the second wave, right? So that is a possibility. I'm not saying it has to happen. It doesn't have to be that deep of a 50% correction, because again, that was after all-time high. If you want to consider before all-time high, so before Bitcoin broke its all-time high, we still had a corrective move, which was right here. You can see on Bitcoin. So when we did have the new all-time high break, so which was right down here somewhere, when we did have a new all-time high break, it did see a corrective move still. It wasn't as heavy, of course, but we did see one. So right now, I think that's what position we're in. We got a new all-time high, and everyone's super bullish all of a sudden, and I think we're going to see a corrective move. And I personally like the 52K region. I think that would be the main region rather that I would see if 63K is broken. And these flush opportunities happen extremely quick. You guys got to understand, like, Bitcoin can drop $10,000, $20,000 in like a day. It has happened, so you have to prepare for that as well. So just keep that in mind as you're like kind of trading, right? So, anyways. Let's see. What are your thoughts on Gala for upcoming days, please? Gala, I am bullish on Gala. We've been bullish on Gala since 2 cents. I like Gala a lot, but look, so remember when I told you guys on Gala, most likely we'll see a 0.0597. I will go ahead and find that message in Telegram for you guys again, but that target has hit perfectly. So now that we have hit that support zone, actually we need to wait for the exponential moving average to break, retest the support. Then we can start looking for the next leg on Gala. But most likely, I think this is just going to be a consolidation zone. Any break of 0.057, which again should not happen because that area was a strong resistance. So it should be acting as a strong support. But if the markets do sideswipe, then unfortunately, I think we're just going to fall right back down to the consolidation zone. But the bulls have to end up breaking above. This has to happen for a strong bullish confirmation. We have to break above 0.076. So that's my Gala indication there. Bought at 0.9 and sold at 0.18. Yeah, and that's exactly it, right? Like a lot of people, I think a lot of people like make this market too complicated. Like you don't have to make this market too complicated. And what I mean by that is some of you guys send me your leverage positions, and like you'll have like, for example, like 5,000 in margin. So your leverage position will be $5,000 in margin, and your current profit will be at 15,000. So I'm looking at it from like this perspective that, okay, you've pretty much tripled your account, like your trade. Your trade has pretty much tripled. It doesn't make sense to hold that position. And I think a lot of people have the greed aspect to them, mostly when they hit a big swing position. They're like, oh, it's going to continue going higher. This is my retirement position. And then it ends up going from really high all the way down to near your entry, and now you're only up a few $100s, and you're like, shit, man, if I closed that position, I could have reopened it, and yada, yada, yada. And I think that's why you don't want to necessarily get into that mindset. You want to pretty much, if you can double, like you enter, for example, a main pair. So I'm not talking about your little meme coins. I'm talking about like an actual main pair. So let's say, for example, Doge, right? So Doge is trading at 0.09, and then we saw it hit 0.18. So that was a double position. Same with Shiba, right? We actually quadrupled on Shiba, but at that point, you need to understand that you have a lot more liquid if you take those profits now and just sit on your hands and do nothing. Again, with Shiba, it was a perfect example of how you can kind of move around in the market, and I'll explain that to you guys real quick. So on Shiba, you guys remember we took the long position on the 1,000 mark. So right down here at 1,004, that's where we took the long position. So from that area to where we are at now, from the highs, we literally hit 46 from 1,000. It was almost a 5x. This whole run was almost a 5x on Shiba. Super safe trade, right? So on that point, if you 5x'd your account, you would take those profits. I mean, who wouldn't? It would be stupid not to take your profits, right? You take your profits, you wait and sit on your hands. Even on this dip right here, you can see it. It was a 50% correction. You could have re-entered down here if you wanted to. In hindsight, it sounds great. But the way to practice this is really, if you start seeing your positions double, and again, I'm not talking about the, the people that want to just buy one thing and forget about it for the next year and then come back to it. That's fine. You can do that. I'm talking about the people that, sit here every day and watch these positions and want to get the better entries and stuff. Like, if you're doubling your trading account, even tripling your trading account, you should be taking those profits and then waiting for some sort of pullback and then entering. It's not like the market's just going to continue pushing on higher without any sort of pullback. You will get a pullback. And that's for the leverage folks. So for the spot folks, like if you get a good entry, like on Shiba, for example, you're at 1,004, then hold it. There's no reason for you to be flipping at that point, because again, at 1,004, again, this is very tricky, right? 1,004 is one of those entries that was the literal bottom of the chart. If you entered on Shiba, let's say here at 23, right? You entered on 23. So on this break you entered, boom, doubled, take those profits. But for someone down here, I mean, like even a 5x, you're welcome to take your profits on the 5x and then move to something else. So the point of that conversation was, if on Shiba you entered here and now you're 5x, you quickly run over to Doge and you look at Doge, and Doge hasn't moved yet. You can literally put your whole portfolio, all 5x, into Doge and sit on Doge now, because Doge is lagging. And that's what I mean by lagging coins. There's a lot of coins that lag, and you can easily make some good significant gains like that and grow your portfolios by lagging coins, right? So that's my point. Anyway, so can you show your indicators on TradingView? Kermit, I have made a video again, Pingu charts, indicators. You'll see it. It's a full video on how to actually draw these indicators. All the AI coins pumping today. Yeah, AI coins and gaming narrative coins are probably going to be the biggest ones this bull run. So again, I don't know if gaming coins are really running right now. Let me go look at Beam real quick. Usually Beam and IMX are the two main runners, and they give you a better understanding. No, they're not. Not really. I mean, they're still, it looks like shit, to be honest. It's still consolidating. Not fun. Let's see. Do you think Shiba is going to dump below EMAs again if Asia sells tonight? No, I don't think so. I don't think Shiba is going to go below the, like, if you're talking about the 4 hours, probably not. Like, I mean, Shiba in general, like, yes, I mean, if Asia dumped tonight, if you missed out this long position, so you weren't able to catch that, or you even entered a spot position, like ideally, ideally a structured break would be right here. So this would be your midterm resistance. So that's what you want to play, something like this. So you have a clear resistance here on the midterm. So that's what you want to bounce, and boom, something like that would be on Shiba. That's how I would play that. If you're just scalping, then just start locking in your profits now, because again, you're still in Sunday volume, so you don't want to necessarily get caught out. Are we expecting a bearish scenario in the halving event in BTC? With halving events, like everyone tries to be a crystal ball guru and they say, oh, well, back then, No, me personally, like I don't really, that's noise, right? So to me, again, like that's all noise. Like I don't like trading, like you guys know me, I'm only naked charts. Like I don't really care about anything else. I only look at what literally what the chart is. And halving events and whatnot, you can go and put your conspiracy theory ball and go check the last previous halvings and see what happened to the market and try to make an educated guess. But to me, it's like when everyone's focusing on one thing, usually the opposite happens. And that's why I don't have a prediction on it. I do think that, right now at the current state, Bitcoin and Ethereum are in, this is not good. I do think that, with the exponential moving averages, at least, it's not good. But you can see now Bitcoin is testing the 20 EMA. So on my Ethereum long position, I told you guys a long position on Ethereum to the 20 EMA, most likely they will be acting as a magnet as well. So that's a pretty decent trade, right? So if you were to catch this like from a long, you can long Ethereum into the 20 EMA, which is about a $75 difference. Now, the reason why is you can see Bitcoin is, Bitcoin's leading the way into the 20 EMA. Ethereum tends to follow, and that's why I'm mentioning a scalp. Now again, if you're scalping on Ethereum and it does end up hitting the 20 EMA, this doesn't mean that you end up holding this, okay? That doesn't mean like, oh, this is it, we're going to the moon. No, you just take your profits on the 20 EMA and you exit the trade. Why? Because the same people that took the trade up here So let me zoom in for you guys. But the same people that took the trade up here, they got caught out, right? So on this 20 exponential moving average, they took the trade, they got caught out, they got wrecked. The same people here took the trade, got wrecked. You can see that's still a downtrend, right? Not the first green candle we're entering on. We have to wait for the daily, if anything, for the confirmation. And daily on Bitcoin, daily on Ethereum, they're both still testing the exponential moving averages as resistance. You can see it's still rejecting off the exponential moving average. We might most likely see a high. And this is what I try to teach you guys, right? This gives you a better indicator of how to trade. So so if you're in a long position right now on Bitcoin on the 4-hour time frame, you're like, shit, should I close my position? Then you quickly run over to the daily and you see that, yes, the 9 exponential moving average is going to be tested because it's going to act as a magnet. So how much is that? What? 68,174 to the highs of 68,577, maybe. We'll probably might get close to it. It doesn't have to be exact, but that's about a $500 difference, right? So you can end up holding your position for another $500 because you know that level is going to be tested. You can put your trailing stops in profit, right? So as if the market does see a correction, at least you're in profit still. Same with Ethereum, right? So you know on Ethereum right now, the 9 exponential moving average is going to act as a magnet. So you can look for that scalp long on the 4-hour. Boom, 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 enter, exit, and then if the market corrects anyways, you're already in the profit, you already left, you're laughing, who cares, right? So that's pretty much how I would play that. Anyways, the way these memes hitting 100 million, most likely a bull. Yeah, I know, man, memes are crazy, and like I said, like they're meme. But the thing, it's not all fun and games, right? Meme coins are very dangerous, and I want to emphasize that. Yes, Solana meme coins sound great. Everyone's making money. You see everyone's doing well, but like 90% of the coins on Solana in terms of meme coins, they die. And they die no matter how much volume, no matter how big and how fast it gets, it always ends up dropping. There are coins, some coins like Popcat, for example, I talked about this at 16 cents. Like that's like you can see like even Popcat from like the lows of like nothing all the way to the highs of 35 cents. Like, you know, there's coins out there that you have to understand that unless it's on Bybit, so Bybit is going to be the first indicator that your meme coin is moving from a shit coin to an actual meme coin. Once it lands on Bybit, then you're pretty much chilling. You can end up holding that position for a longer time. That's like Dog with Hat, right? So Dog with Hat got on Bybit right around here, and then it just ranged, and then once it broke out, because once you have perp contracts, it makes things a lot more interesting compared to just spot positions and, you know, people selling and buying for pennies. So yeah, anyways, enough of meme coins. I'd rather not talk about that. So I'm mad at myself for not buying a 15k BTC when I was thinking about it. Hey man, listen, and you can't be mad at yourself for that because a lot of people were in fear, right? FTX explosion, like that literally is what caused all the way down to 15k. Everyone was in panic. A lot of people got liquidated and absolutely destroyed. So that was a black swan event. It was very difficult to navigate that market because even at 15k, right, some people were calling like 6k, 5k, because when a multi-billion-dollar exchange, that's like Binance going out, right? So like you got to understand that's a black swan event and anything could have happened at that point. It didn't have to bounce at 15. It could have gone down to 4 or 5. And before anyone jumps ahead and says, oh, it's never going to happen, you got to understand, like, first of all, I was there during the COVID crash, and the COVID crash was absolutely disgusting for Bitcoin. What happened was Bitcoin ended up, this is the COVID crash right here, 2020. So you can see in March, right? So March 14th, well, at least we beat the day. But March 14th, this was a COVID crash. So Bitcoin is trading at $8,000. And in one day, Bitcoin dropped to $3,600, a 50% correction. You guys got to understand how large that correction was. That's like from now, we dropped 50%. It would cause like everyone to go crazy, right? And that's what I'm saying. It happened in one day. So that's what I mean by, you got to understand that crypto is extremely volatile. Yes, there are things to this. There's levels to this, of course, but you have to always be prepared for the worst case scenario. And would it be surprising? I'm not saying it's going to happen, but let's say we lose 63K and we drop to 52 in one day. It could happen. It could happen, right? So you always have to prepare for the worst case. That's what I always tell you guys. Take your profits, take your profits, take your profits. Everyone's like, oh, no, Pingu, I want to hold. I'm like, why? Like, just take your profits, and then worst case scenario, you can always rebuy later. Like, why are you jumping ahead? Like, you know. Anyways, so let's see. Do you think Pepe or Book of Meme will go higher when you would go into it? So Pepe, actually, I was extremely bullish on Pepe. You guys know from Telegram, Pepe was my favorite coin, and this has happened twice to me. And this, again, like this is the reality of the situation, and I've explained this to you guys many times. Pepe was dead. Right? So look at this. This right here was Pepe was completely dead. It wasn't moving. It was just literally just dead and just sideways action for months. You guys gotta understand, anyone that held here, congrats to them, because this was a very long time of pain. Even when the market did pick up, Pepe still was going sideways. It didn't do anything the whole time. Then all of a sudden, one day it woke up, and then that it really woke up, right? Pepe had a huge rally, and it just continued and continued and continued. So do I think Pepe is going to continue pushing higher? Yes. This bull run, Pepe will continue pushing higher because Pepe even now is still at a $3 billion market cap. Shiba and many others got way higher. So yeah, I do think Pepe could go extremely well. But again, that's just meme coins, right? You got to understand, you buy, it drops 50, 70%, then it goes up 100%, like that. You have fun with that. Me personally, I think my play this bull run is probably going to be very simple. I'm most likely just going to sit on Doge and just chill there. And the reason why I'm choosing Doge or Beam, again, it doesn't matter, one or the other, gaming token versus a Dogecoin, but the reason why I'm just going to do that and play it safe is, number one, it's probably the easiest play right now with Doge. You can see that, you know, we're still in a consolidation zone, a very large one to begin with, but all-time high on Doge was at 73 cents. Shiba, Floki and Pepe and, you know, Bonk and Whiff, all of them broke their all-time highs. Do I think Doge is going to break its all-time high? It will. It will break its all-time high. And if you look at it from this perspective, you know, 75 cents at all-time high and is currently trading at 15 cents. That's what, 6x guaranteed, like very safe 6x if you look at it from that perspective. So I mean, I take that, right? And then what happens after all-time high breaks is what it gets even crazier, right? That's where you start seeing some parabolic runs. So Doge could easily hit $1.30, $1.40 this bull run. I do think so. So yeah, I think that's how I want to play it. I want to buy something and just forget about it. I'm like, and I genuinely mean that. Like, and then the second play, of course, is other than Doge. So, you know, let's not say Doge, for example. Let's talk about gaming tokens. So the second play would be Beam. I could go, you could look at Beam as an all-in too. A little bit riskier, right? Of course, because, you know, gaming tokens, it is what it is. Doge has more, you know, history behind it in terms of price action. So it'd be a little bit more safer than Beam. Beam would be like a medium risk, I think, but Beam has shown its hand a lot of times. I'm trying to find the ticker. I'm having a moment here. But Beam has shown its hand like immutable. You know, yeah, there it is. So right now, given the structure, we have seen strong movements on Beam. And that's why I would personally look at Beam as well for a good narrative, just to go all in as well, and then continue from there. But the second play, actually, there's a third play here, which is completely risky, but it could play out very well. Assuming this is all assuming that, you know, my pudgy sells and whatever, and like this is what my third play is, and I'm just giving you guys my plays. You can do whatever you want, right? So if you want to hold Doge, you can hold Doge, whatever. So my third play would be holding Doge for a 2x position. And a 2x position, the reason why is because if you look at it from Doge's perspective, not now, right? So from 15 cents, not now, I'm just saying, like in general, the next major resistance on Doge is at 34 cents. So right here, you can see we had multiple wicks at Doge at 34 cents. 15 to 34 is a 2x, which again, with size is a very big deal. So take that, I would take that, and then I would just go over to NFTs and I would just dump all of it into probably pudgies and just sit on that. And because this way, not only do I have Doge, but I also have the other narrative. And I talked about this to you guys many times, is regardless of how you feel about NFTs, they're going to have a bull run. You think meme coins are having a bull run right now? Wait till NFTs start having a bull run. And NFT bull runs are stupid because there's two reasons why they get stupid. Number one, it doesn't make sense. Again, it does not make sense. Coins are different, right? You have liquidity, you have yada, 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 you have exchanges, you have volume, you have blah, 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 blah. NFTs, you have that to an extent, but NFTs, when it comes down to, people will understand, like, I'm just, like, Miladies, for example, like, people are going to look at this and think this is stupid as hell. Why is this thing selling for $13,000? But this is where things get very interesting. It's like the altcoin, like West, you know, Wild West is what I call it. Like, nobody knows how to price them out. Like, as in, like, when that run actually happens, and I mean stupid money run, like we have seen that happen before on Bored Apes, right? Bored Apes went from trading at, what's it called? they went from trading at, you know, like 3 Ethereum or whatever when they first came out to the highs of like 100 Ethereum at the highs. So that was what I call stupid money, right? Stupid money was all of that money that was made from altcoins, meme coins, just staking whatever bull run. It was all dumped into NFTs at one point, and this is where things got crazy. Like, you guys don't understand. I got in very late NFTs before, like I missed the whole bull run almost 90%. Because again, back then, to me, I was more interested in coins. I wasn't really interested in NFTs, right? So I was like, no, I'll stick to my coins, whatever. So right now, what happened was some of these NFTs, like, it was stupid. Like, I'll give an example of Alien Friends. Like, this was stupid, guys. It's like this little project. I remember when I first got into NFTs, it was like basically the same price, and then Gary V got on board, and all of a sudden this ugly ass alien started selling for like 4 Ethereum per alien, and Ethereum was sitting at $4,000. That's a $16,000 per. And dude, like, some of the rares were selling for like insane amount of money, right? And that's what I'm trying to say is, like, when you look at it from an NFT perspective, it's always good to have some sort of what's it called, interest in NFTs, or at least some sort of diversification. It doesn't have to be like, you know, every single NFT. I'm just saying, like, there's I do think that regardless of how you feel of the NFT market, I do think that pudgies, for example, little pudgies, because mutant apes, so to put it in perspective how stupid things actually got, mutant apes at the peak, right now they're 2.3 Ethereum. At the peak, they were trading for 45 Ethereum when Bored Ape was trading at 100. 45 Ethereum for this monkey, right? And like, I'll probably look at the price history here and probably find one that was trading for quite high. Damn, this thing has been traded like hundreds of times. So look, there's some sales right here. 2 years ago, 14 ETH, 18 ETH. And again, like, that's what I mean is, when it gets stupid in NFTs, it really does get stupid. And that's why I do think that NFTs are, you know, it is a safe, not safe bet, but like, if you want to diversify from meme coins, it's always a good idea to look into NFTs because they're a lot less, like, you know, crazier. You're not going to wake up one day and NFT is going to be a 0. And I'm talking about blue chips. I'm not talking about, you know, some random shitty one that comes out and you got to go buy that. But yeah, so that's my third play. I don't know which way I want to go about this, but I will have to figure it out sooner or later. Right now, I have my IC listed. So if we go on Blur real quick, so we can go here, you can just scan IC. So you can see there's me right there. I'm at 90 Ethereum. So the last IC, so I bought this one for 45 or 49 Ethereum. I'm trying to sell it for 90 Ethereum right now. So the point is, what I want to do is I want to take that 90 Ethereum. I want to put it into Doge, play that 2x on Doge, and then either go and rebuy another one of these, or of course just dump that money into like the little pudgies or whatever. And then this way I'm still liquid, but I'm not too heavily in it. And like 90 Ethereum, like, I think is a fair, like, I don't really know, and this is where it gets a little confusing for me at least. Like, I don't really know how to go about this, right? Because at one point you have NFTs that you know are going to do extremely well in the long term, right? Like, and then what I mean by that is, like, so we can look at real quick the monkeys, just to give you guys a perspective, like on the rare ones, like which ones I have. So look at this. So 2 years ago, this monkey, this golden monkey, so right here, this ugly ass monkey, sold for $3.1 million. There was multiple $1 million sales. Here's another one, $2.4 million. Here's another one, $2.6 million. This is all 2-3 years ago. So here's another one, $2 million. Here's another one, 1.5 million, for 1.4 million. But yeah, it gives you a perspective of how stupid things can get for NFTs, right? So at one point, we're sitting here with NFTs, and and Ethereum also is starting to move. So you guys can see Ethereum starting to move towards the 20 EMA. So yeah, so at one point I can just hold the pudgy and just chill and not do anything and vibe out. The second point, I personally like being liquid. That's the one downside of NFTs, is if you buy a rare NFT or whatever, you're not going to be in the liquid state. So that's the only downside. So yeah, I don't really know which way I want to go about it, but that would be the play for me, would be holding Doge long term. I think Doge again is going to do extremely well, and you can see that right now. Trust me, I know. I'm already I can't wait for this. Like, I'm gonna go make a video on Doge after, and the first comment's gonna say, "Oh, you were wrong. You were wrong. Doge is mooning. You missed your chance to buy." And the same people that told me here, same people are gonna tell me here, same people are gonna tell me down here. So like I said, like, Doge is a good indicator for me to know how bullish the market actually is. I read the comments sometimes from people that don't know my channel, Drinking water. But you can see Doge is squeezing, right? So Doge hit the 20 EMA now. Doge has officially hit the 20. And Ethereum's gonna probably most likely hit that 22. Like, these are easy trades, right? This is what I mean by scalping opportunities. Very easy trades to see in the market. If you see, you know, something like that hasn't hit the 20 yet, you want to enter a long, then go ahead. Like, you know what I mean? Like, look at Doge. So Doge, same thing. We were trading the 9 EMA. Now Doge broke out of it. So you can see Doge broke out of the 20, and now it's continuing to squeeze. So most likely it'll reject, right? So most likely, again, candle closed, and most likely will reject. We saw the same sort of situation happen up here, and yada yada yada. Doge, of course, is a little bit more volatile, but Ethereum is the same idea, guys. Ethereum right now is it's a very nice long scalping opportunity. You can long scalp Ethereum into the 2688. Very easy trade to do. Just be aggressive on your trade. So what I mean by aggressive, of course, is lock in those profits as it continues to push higher, because you can reject. You don't want to be caught out on that trade. But it's the same. It's the same for most of these trades. Like, you can see, like, even Cardano, surprisingly, Cardano's, the bulls are holding above 67. This would be considered a fake out. Same sort of idea. The 20 EMA is sitting right there, has not been tested yet. And this is what I mean. Like, these opportunities present themselves all the time. Some of you guys are like, oh, I don't know when to enter. And it's like, dude, like, what do you mean? Like, there's so many opportunities in the market right now. Even on the dumps, like, you don't have to go long swing, right? You don't, sorry, swing long. Like, just enter a scalp long into the 20 and call it a day. Close that position, move on with your day. You traded the market. It's still choppy, of course. You don't want to hold the swing. Just in and out. In and out. And that's it. Anyway, so read the comments again. What is the price target for the next EMA on Ethereum? So Flynn, I answered that. I've been holding Doge for a year and a half, bought at 9 cents. Any advice? When do I sell it? Okay, I answered that too. It'd probably be a long-term hold for you. Will Solana crash after it hits 200? I'm thinking about cashing out. Bully, you should cash out 204. I do think Solana, I mean, long-term, I think Solana probably hits $500-600. But if you're just if you're up a lot of money, then it wouldn't be a bad idea to cash out. Is Shiba running right now? Shiba is running. I mean, it has, look at the Shiba, right? Shiba just broke out of the exponential moving averages. So again, so Shiba needs to actually break above this major resistance right here at 36. Then yes, we'll see a huge run on Shiba. Otherwise, this is probably the first indicator. So check mark, exponential moving averages on the 4 hour. We broke above. We go to the daily. Nope, not yet. We have not broken above the 20 EMA. This is not a confirmation at all. So we need to break above the daily on the 20, retest the support. Then we can continue running. But right now, I think this was just because how oversold Shiba was. You can see on the 4 hour, we're completely oversold. Late shorts got wrecked. I talked about this last night. Late shorts will get wrecked. And again, they're getting wrecked right now. So yeah, so that's that. So Ethereum, like I said, good play right now in terms of 20 EMA, because everything else has hit their 20 EMA. You can see Bitcoin has hit it. Doge has hit it. Ethereum is lagging behind. It'd be a very nice scalping opportunity in and out of the market. Let's see, if ADA ends up flushing in Asia hours, at what level could I dollar cost average? Bond at 0.75, or would it be better to close it and wait to see? Yeah, don't do that. I think that's probably the worst mistake you can do, is start closing your positions in a loss, hoping to get back. If you're in a position, mostly these coins, like, they're safer, like, you know, the top 10 coins. If you're already in these coins, then just hold the coins. Like, you don't want to take the loss just to go rebuy lower. That was your mistake number one. Of you should have waited to rebuy lower, but you didn't, right? So again, no harm in that. Just now you don't close your position. Even if it corrects 40%, sucks to suck. Like, you don't know if it's going to correct 40%, right? That's the biggest thing, is just watch Bitcoin and see what Bitcoin does. If Bitcoin breaks below this major support, you want to cut your losses, go ahead. But you have to do somewhat of a risk to reward too, right? So let's say you cut your loss here, and now you want to buy lower on Cardano. So Cardano, you realize that if I buy at 58 cents and then it goes to like 80 cents, then I'll break even for my loss by selling here. Then is that really worth it, right? So, or versus you just suck it up, hit the 58 cents, and then it bounces anyways, and your break even point is going to be here compared to up here. That's what I'm saying. Like, you have to understand that. So, Pingu, can you make video on coins which could be the next Pepe? No, I cannot make videos on coins that will be the next Pepe, because then I'll just turn into a meme coin analysis guy, and I'm not trying to be a meme coin analysis guy, because this market is extremely dangerous. I would rather just make videos on safer coins and protect you guys, and you guys can go navigate the world yourself and burn money. I've burned hundreds of $1,000s on meme coins, and I'm not about to go do it again. So yeah, I'm not about that life. I do think, like I said, like, there's always 1 in 100 that will be the next Pepe, and that's what everyone gambles on. Anyways, I'm back. Can Dogecoin go lower again? Yeah, it's possible, right? It most likely. Again, like, this is why I think a lot of people start panicking is the first green candle is not a confirmation. You can see, right? Everyone's like, oh my God, Doge is pumping. And they just rejected the 20 again. On the daily, it's going to pump. It will pump to the 9 EMA, and that's where it's going to get interesting. So that's what you have to look out for on the daily time frames. If you're on the 4 hour, you know, you see it pumping, you're like, oh my God, where's it going to go? Go to the daily. It'll tell you where it's going to go. And it'll tell you where a reversal standpoint is going to be. It'll also tell you where to take your profits. Super simple, right? So Bitcoin, I explained this too. Bitcoin, what did I say? So it was 68,000 or something. And I was like, hey, if, you know, look at Bitcoin, most likely it's going to hit that 9 exponential moving average right now, right? So that's where you're probably taking your profits. If you want to take your profits, you take them on the 9 EMA. Guess what? Look at Ethereum. You want to know where to take your profits? Look on the daily, the 9 EMA. Even look at the 4 hour, the 20 EMA. Look at Ethereum now, right? Ethereum's pumping. That was a free trade I gave you guys, right? Free long position I gave you guys. It was at 36.20. If you guys listen at 36.20, now it's at 36.36. That's about, you know, that's a decent scalp. Like, that's a decent scalp position for anyone. You can enter in and out. Free money. It's literally free money right now. In and out of the market. You made your money, and now you can either close a trade or you can hold it until the 20 exponential moving average. It's up to you. Do whatever you guys want. Anyways, what time is it? Yeah, 51 minutes. Okay. I'm going to call it there because I want to go do something on my Sunday instead of just looking at this stuff all day. But right now, Ethereum is a trade. So into the 20 EMA, it is a trade. So you can see we're at 36.40 now. So for those of you, did anyone take it, by the way? Did anyone take that long position on Ethereum? Just in the chat? I'm just curious. Give me a second. I'm just replying to some people's... Let's just see the chat. I'm gonna send it. 20 emails. There we go. But yeah, so these are the kind of trading opportunities that I give you guys. Like, these are, you know, things I teach you guys too that you can kind of look for. But yeah, okay, I'm gonna end it there because I gotta go make. I'm gonna make Doge video and can't wait for all the comments. Oh my God, you were wrong, and even though I said we're shorting from up here, but whatever. Yeah, most likely this is probably the situation that's gonna play out on Doge, and we'll go from there. So you can see Bitcoin's breaking out. Ethereum's about to break out again. Free long position on Ethereum into the 20 exponential moving average. It is a free long position. There goes Ethereum breaking out, and yeah, that's how I trade. So it's very simple trading, very simple price action, very easy trades, and yeah, now about to break the wick high. So wick 36.47. All the traders that shorted right here, they're about to get stopped out. So I taught this to you guys as well. When you have a perspective like this, you don't want to be an early short because you know the 20 EMA is about to hit. So you want to rather wait for the 20 EMA. So you can either take a long scalp into the 20, wait for candle to close, then continue shorting back, or of course just closing and just chilling on your hands and doing nothing. So those are the ways I would play it. At what price is the 20 EMA? It would be around 36.85. I wouldn't suggest play it exactly to the dollar. Like I said, just take your profits on the way upwards. It's the easiest way to trade. Okay. I'm calling it there. It's been about an hour. It's or use over the 45-minute mark anyways. So, all right, guys, have a good Sunday. Nice talking to y'all. I'll talk to you guys in the chat, and then we'll go from there. All right. Peace.